mass and energy units of nuclear physics. So nuclear physics, nuclear particles are very small in magnitude. That is, mass is very small. You know, it is 10 power minus 27 kgs order for proton and neutron masses. And the mass unit also very less in case of nuclear physics. Here you see 1 AMU, atomic mass unit, nothing but AMU, or you can represent it with U. 1 AMU is equal to almost mass of the proton or mass of the neutron. It is equal to mass of the proton or mass of the neutron, almost 1.660539 into 10 power minus 27 kg. We can consider as 1 U or 1 AMU, nothing but atomic mass unit. And this we can define using a standard element like carbon 612. Carbon 612, how many protons and how many neutrons are there inside? That is 6 protons and 6 neutrons. Total 12 are there. That is a mass number. 1/12 of carbon mass we can define as 1 AMU. What is 1 AMU? 1/12 of mass of the carbon nucleus is 1 AMU, you can write. So unit of mass is AMUs or U you can represent. And unit of energy. Unit of nuclear energy represented with electron volt or million electron volt. So here, according to Einstein equation, Einstein principle, energy can be converted into mass or mass can be converted into energy, equal to mc square formula. So that means 1 AMU mass is converted into energy, that is 931.5 mega electron volt or million electron volt. What is million? It is 10 power 6. What is electron volt? 1 electron volt is unit of energy in nuclear physics is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. This is the SI unit. And E is electron, so electron charge you can write 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. 1 electron volt is equal to. And here they mention mega electron volt. 1 million electron volt or mega electron volt is 1.6 into 10 power, actually minus 19, and a million 10 power 6 is there. Thus we get 10 power minus 13 joules. 1 electron volt 10 power minus 19 you get. Million means 10 power 6 you have to add. So minus 19 plus 6 minus 13 you get. This is 1 million electron volt. This is a unit of energy, either electron volt or mega electron volt. If according to Einstein, 1 AMU of mass, nothing but 1.660539 into 10 power minus 27 is converted into energy, then how much energy releases? 931.5 million electron volt it releases. Now let's see about size of the nucleus. Size of the nucleus already we discussed, that is order of 10 power minus 15 meters and nothing but 1 Fermi, and approximately they find that the radius of the hydrogen nucleus, why they choose hydrogen means which is having very less number of nucleons, only one nucleon is there, that is H11. H11 means how many protons are there? 1. There is no neutrons in a hydrogen nucleus. So for one proton, what is the radius? That you can take minimum radius of the nucleus. Suppose for other elements, what happen? They have more number of nuclear particles. So radius should be more than hydrogen. So smallest radius of the nucleus is that is hydrogen nucleus only. That is 1 proton. R naught is equal to 1.2 into 10 power minus 15 meters. That you can write 1.2 10 power minus 15. What you can write? Fermi. 1 Fermi equal to 10 power minus 15 meters. And what is the radius of the atom? Radius of the atom is order of 10 power minus 10, nothing but 1 Armstrong. 10 power minus 10 we can write 1 Armstrong units. And if you compare these two, radius of the atom by radius of the nucleus, 10 power 5 times bigger. And suppose if you want to check the area, surface area of the atom to surface area of the nucleus, area formula, that is A is equal to 4 pi r square. So proportional to r square, na? So proportional to Ra by Rn whole square. So we get 10 power 10 we get. Area of the surface area of the atom to surface area of the nucleus. Surface area, if you have any confusion with A, so use SA. Surface area of the atom to surface area of the nucleus is order of 10 power 10. Similarly, volume. Volume means what is a volume relation? V is equal to 4 third pi r cube, and volume is proportional to r cube. So, but r atom by r nucleus is 10 power 5. So, volume of the atom by volume of the nucleus is order of 10 power 15 times we get, and volume of atom is 10 power 15 times greater than volume of the nucleus. That only explained in Rutherford experiment. Almost all the atom space is empty only, and only huge concentrated mass is there at the center, that too very small in space, very less in the volume, that is 10 power minus 15 times. So atom is bigger than nucleus. Now we'll see what is the density. So density, actually the mass inside the nucleus is not equally distributed. So that density is very high at the center, and when you are moving away from the center, density decreases. For example, if you take this the nucleus, and in nucleus you see at the center heavy density is there, that you can take at the center. What is the density? Rho naught you can take. When you are moving away from the center, density decreases, density fall down. And what is the boundary of nucleus means? There is no particular boundaries of the nucleus. Why? Because up to infinite distance this mass will be distributed, but we can't take radius of the nucleus is infinite. That's why they define one concept, up to where the density of the nucleus fall half of its density at the center. Suppose somewhere here density is rho naught by 2. Rho naught is density at the center, and somewhere here when we are moving away, density decreases up to where density decreases rho naught by 2, half of center. That there you can assume a boundary, that is the atom size. This is a nucleus size they consider. This is the radius of the nucleus R they consider. There is no particular boundaries for nucleus, but for namesake only, for wantedly they are assuming, and up to where density of the nucleus fall half of the density at the center, that distance from center what we call radius of the nucleus. Radius of the nucleus. Now you see, if you want to calculate a nuclear density, you can write mass by volume. What is mass? Suppose you can take an element which is having ZA. A is a mass number. A mass number means mass number into 1 AMU. What is 1 AMU? One particle, either proton or neutron, how much mass is there? That into number of protons and neutrons. What you get? Total mass by total volume. So if you take each volume of each proton, we can take as a 4/3 pi r cube into A. So this A get cancelled. Finally we get rho is equal to 2.3 into 10 power 17 kg per meter cube. This is the density of nucleus. Actually most of the atom is empty space only. Their density is 0, but at the center how much density is there? 2.3 into 10 power 17 kg per meter cube. Generally for water, what is the density? 1000, means when compared to this 10 power 14 times greater. And normal bodies means you can write, and we get 10 power 2 like that, we get a wood or solid body, any bulk matter means. So the density of a nucleus is almost 10 power 15 times to 10 power 14 to 10 power 15 times greater than the normal mass or bulk matter. So high density is there at the center, high density is there, but within the small distance only the density fall down, it becomes 0 within 1 Fermi, means 10 power minus 15 meters distance only density become disappear, it becomes 0. So they give a graph how density changes when you are moving away from the center of the nucleus. Initially at the center density is rho naught, when you are moving away density decreases that, but where they define radius of the nucleus, where to where radius of the nucleus, you can say up to where density fall rho naught to rho naught by 2. This distance you can take radius of the nucleus, this point. And density of the nucleus is uniform for all the type of elements. It doesn't matter about which is having atomic number, mass number less or more. Suppose you can take hydrogen, or suppose you can take helium, and you can take oxygen, any element, density of nucleus is same only. So what is the density of any element? Suppose density of X element to density of Y element, if they ask, you can take 1:1 ratio we get. So for all the atoms and for all the nucleuses, density is in the same ratio. Suppose if you take a radius of the hydrogen nucleus, that nothing but only one proton is there, and that radius you can take it as R0, radius of the hydrogen. A remaining all nucleus, definitely they have more radius when compared to hydrogen nucleus or proton. So how many times it more means? The radius of any element is equal to a power 1/3 of R0. What is A? Mass number of that element. Suppose you can take here X, generally ZA is there. What is the radius of the nucleus of element X means? We can write AX whole power 1/3 R0. So what do you say? Radius of the nucleus of an element is directly proportional to cube root of its mass number. So suppose if you want to compare two radius, two different elements are there, which is having mass number A1 and A2, then radius R1 R2, how to compare? R1 by R2 is equal to A1 by A2 whole power 1/3, nothing but cube root of A1 by A2 we can write. And the same case, if the radius like this means, how about surface area? Surface area square of the radius, no? Surface area, you can think here, surface area is equal to 4 pi r square. So this is R means whole square. If you do, what you get? Area. So S1 by S2, what you can write? A1 by A2 whole power 1/3 whole square. That is, you get 2/3 we get. Ratio of surface area of the nuclei of different elements, S1 by S2 is equal to A1 by A2 whole power 2/3. If you want about volume is directly proportional to R cube, and R is proportional to A power 1/3. So here what you get? Whole cube we get. V1 by V2 is equal to A1 by A2 whole power 1/3 whole cube. So 3 get cancelled, you get A1 by A2. The volumes of the nucleus of the two elements are in the ratio of their mass number. A1 by A2, like this we can write. So we can compare radius of the two nucleus, surface area of the nucleus, volumes of the nucleus, we can compare like this. Now I'll say some applications on this concept. Two nucleuses are there which are having mass number A1 and A2, and according to law of conservation of linear momentum, suppose a heavier nucleus is there, that will be split into two small nucleus which are having mass number A1 and A2. Then what happen? According to law of conservation of momentum, these two masses, suppose a heavier nucleus is there, that will break into two parts like this. Now two separate nucleus are there, this having mass number A1, this have mass number A2, and it is moving with velocity V1, it is moving with velocity V2. According to law of conservation of momentum, what do you say? Momentum of both are equal and opposite, they cancel each other. So M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. M1 M2 are masses, but masses are same as A1 and A2. Mass number and masses are directly proportional. So we can write V1 by V2 is equal to, what you can write? M2 by M1 from this. That is nothing but A2 by A1. What is A2 by A1? From this, you see, here we have one relation. So A is directly proportional to R cube. We send this cube through that side. A is proportional to R cube. From that, we can write here A2 by A1 is equal to R2 by R1 whole cube, we can write. Similarly, if you want kinetic energy, you see kinetic energy formula, right? Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, or otherwise p square by 2m we can write. You know that p is momentum. Momentum of both particles are same. So kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. So Ke is inversely proportional to mass using this expression, and we can write here kinetic energy of the first particle by kinetic energy of the second particle is equal to m2 by m1. Nothing but A2 by A1, that is R2 by R1 whole cube. You get similar equation you get. Is it clear? Now we'll see one application. Suppose for example take an element which is fixed at a particular point, its charge is q2, and other particle, here I took alpha particle, but first you take a charge as q1. Q1 is projected like this with a velocity v. This is the fixed one, and this is projected like this. And these two nucleuses both are having positive charge only. Why? Because inside the nucleus only we have positive charges. Electrons is there, but those are outside of the nucleus. We are discussing about nucleuses only. So this positive charge and this also positive charge is moving towards to that. What happened? Because of repulsion, it moved up to a certain distance. From there onwards, it return back. It stops and return back because of strong repulsion. When it is moving towards and it become closer and closer, and it because of repulsion, it stops and move back. This distance what we call closest approach. How much closely this q1 is moved towards to q2, that what we call closest approach. To calculate this closest approach, we have one relation. Initially at infinite distance they are projecting with velocity with kinetic energy Ke. When it is moving towards to that kinetic energy will be converted into potential energy. When complete kinetic energy converted into potential energy, what happened? The body come to rest and move backward because of repulsion. So here kinetic energy half mv square is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by rs. Rs square means force, r means potential energy. Similarly, we have gravitational potential energy, that is g m1 m2 by r. This is gravitational potential energy. This is electrostatic potential energy. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, like a constant here g, here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, m1 m2 masses, here q1 q2 charges by distance. And this r is the closest approach. So what is the closest approach formula from this? And you get q1 q2 by 2 pi epsilon naught mv square, like this. This one of the particle, this we can think like a target element, and this is a projected element. Projected element comes from infinite with velocity v. Then how close to this particle can move towards to target element? This is what we call closest approach. What we are doing here? Kinetic energy will be converted into potential energy we are doing here. Suppose in the same case, instead of this particle, if you take alpha particle means what is the charge? Q1 is equal to plus 2e. Why? Because two positive charges is there. Alpha particle means He plus plus. So it is having charge 2e plus 2e. And this nucleus have atomic number Z is there. So what is the positive charge inside? That is plus Ze. Why? Because Z number of protons are there. Of course, A minus Z number of neutrons are there inside the nucleus, but those are not providing any, those are not having any charge. So only charge is there, that is because of protons. So plus Ze charge is there. So Q2 is plus Ze, Q1 is equal to plus 2e, and put those two values here. Then what you get? Kinetic energy half mv square equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 is 2e and Q2 is Ze by r. From this, the closest approach of alpha particle is Ze square by pi epsilon naught mv square. M is mass of the alpha particle and Z is the atomic number of the target element, and r is closest approach, E is charge of electron.